Oh man, you guys. What are we gonna do with this episode?
What was the last one?
You die.
No, I mean...
And that's the intro. That's it right there.
I hope no one skipped an episode. Hopefully no one skipped an episode and was like, I'll just go to the last one.
Oh, that's
Immediate,
hilarious.
you die.
Bro, I'm so sad.
Oh.
Wait. What was the genre in the hook from last time? Was it... What was it?
I think it was like a heist or
robbery.
It
That
was
was
robbery.
Okay.
Robbery
So
and hold
what just
It was
happened?
prehistoric or Jurassic or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I already switched the genre hook.
Well,
Perfect.
guys, it's so wonderful having you here. Are
Guys,
you doing good? Do you feel good? We don't. We had a bad episode
I was
last
going to say,
week.
welcome back to a completely normal episode of the Whirlwind
Everything's
Chronicles.
fine.
There's nothing
Yeah.
different about
We're
this
all
episode.
So
I'm chilling.
happy. Everything
We're all chilling.
is good.
It's not
Hey,
like
guess
the
what?
last
We know
episode
exactly
of the
what
whole
to do.
season.
Yeah, that's actually kind of... Hey, I just want to take a moment.
Uh-huh.
We were like congratulating ourselves when we got to episode 4.
We were.
Because I
Yeah.
think it was 4 or 5 because literally the scheduling alone was so hard. And look
You're
at
so
us.
right.
Episode 12.
That's
Here
kind
we
of
are.
crazy.
That's pretty wild.
And everyone made it.
Yeah.
Guys, we can retire now.
Well, that would suck.
I think the cool thing about doing a podcast, we don't have to keep this in, but a cool thing about doing a podcast is like it is a little bit of a time capsule of sorts in a way.
Yes.
Because like
Very
so much
much
has
so.
happened over this year and we've all been
Yeah.
recording throughout it.
Very
So
much
that's
Isn't that
so.
crazy?
kind
Yeah.
of cool.
I remember what pants I was wearing for every episode.
What?
Thanks for listening. everybody.
Oh man.
See you next year.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Joe, you gotta.
Oh, it was me.
Yeah.
Wow. I killed
He
Laura's
killed her, yeah.
character last week.
Murdered her. Slaughtered her.
Cold blood.
It's pretty awful.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel so
I'm
bad.
I'm very sad. I
Chopped
don't
her
know
up,
what.
threw her in a dish.
So none of us expected this to
No.
happen,
This is
and
guys,
none of us planned for this. So
No, we like don't know what to do.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
in the script.
it's
It's-
gonna.
Stop.
There is no script.
No script.
No, but it's
I
gonna
don't
be.
know. I have it in
interesting.
front of me here.
It's gonna be interesting to see, like how the show functions.
I mean, we can
because
just resurrect her next
that's-
season. We'll write it in.
Stop.
Oh,
Well, the nice thing is that we also get to control the narrative like a lot.
that's true. Hold on. Let
So,
me check here.
You know, it's not out of the question.
Let me check here real quick. No, I don't see it. I don't
So-
think we bring her back this episode. I'm just kidding.
That's so dumb, bro.
He went to YouTube
Can
so
I-
fast and
so
looked
Can
up
I
page
can I
turning
make an
noise.
observation? Can I make an observation?
Please.
I don't know if it's because I've been in Georgia, but because y'all have
Georgia.
been spending a lot of time together or something. Your humor has gotten more like Josiah's,
Well, I mean, that's because I'm just
And vice
contaminated.
versa.
I've been
100%.
poisoned.
and it's really funny actually.
We've just been
It's
poisoning
very
each other.
interesting.
A lot. I totally agree with you. They become
Yeah.
much more similar.
We
Yeah.
both
Very
threw
interesting.
poison in the well and
Yeah.
have been drinking it constantly.
Yeah.
Josiah asked if I wanted to learn the whole who's on what's base.
And you considered it.
No, I did not. I
Yeah,
immediately
I
said
feel
no.
it.
I wish you would at least learn the
I
proper
said
name
no
for the bit.
faster than anything in my entire life.
Oh,
Well, welcome back. It's been a while since I DM'd, I think. So yeah, welcome back. We got a roll today to see the season finale genre, which, man, again, kind of sad here that only, it's going to be a little different, kind of sad episode.
Woo.
What would you like us to roll
Ooh.
first?
Did we pick new categories yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
how
just-
about this? Since Laura, unfortunately, is not going to be in this episode, maybe, unless you're DMing.
Which would be
That would
Why
work
don't-
out great if actually.
That would
I
be
really,
awesome.
honestly, I really hope you are.
Why don't you
That's okay,
roll
bud.
the genre and hook?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, I feel excited about this. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so for the genres today, steampunk, medical, silly, mystery, sci-fi, and wild card.
Silly, please.
Imagine a silly finale. And then for the hook,
After
we've got
that.
wedding, stranded, casino, fashion show, circus, and wild card.
Could you imagine it's silly after the episode
That
we
would
just
be
had?
insane. All right, so
Man, I
D6.
wouldn't want to be that DM.
No.
And it's not going to be me. It'd be funny if it was Alyssa.
It'd be funny if it was me.
Alyssa's looking at us really nervous.
She's
about the
so
idea that it
scared.
could be silly.
I'm always nervous about this.
Okay, the genre today is this is literally
Silly.
No, it froze
Uh-oh.
mid-roll.
Ooh.
I've never used digital dice before.
Oh.
Do you want to
That's
use
sad.
Do you wanna
mine?
use- yeah.
We have a lot of dice among us.
I didn't want to use Eddie's dice. I just
Oh,
got
that's
sad.
sad.
You can
Aw.
use Juniper's dice.
Okay. All right. Use a real die. 5. Sci-fi.
Oh, I thought that was silly. That was so close
That
to
was-
silly.
Yeah. All right.
Silly's
Sci-fi, which is fun. I've been waiting
That
for a
is fun.
sci-fi episode, honestly.
Yeah.
And another 5. Circus. No, wait. Wedding, casino, fashion. Circus.
Oh,
All right.
I'm so scared.
Alyssa just physically tensed up. This is the season finale. Just again, it's not going to be me DMing. I just want to put a little pressure out there because it'll be fun. A lot rides on this episode, you guys.
Yeah, thanks a
so-
lot.
Wow.
So this is a big one. You got to wrap everything up for the whole season in this one. Really excited to see
Okay.
what you guys
Okay.
do.
All right.
The fans-
All
right.
The
Are we
fans,
ready?
meaning our mothers,
a
are
D20.
they're eager
Our
to know what
mothers?
happens.
All right, boys
3,
and girls.
2, 1.
It didn't. Hold on. It didn't roll.
It won't.
Could you just pick a normal surface,
Alyssa's trying to
like
roll
a table?
on the back of her iPad and it keeps falling off.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, it is Laura!
I cannot believe
I can't
that.
believe that
Alyssa,
you're
can I
DMing.
borrow a set of dice?
This is exactly what I wanted. I was like, I really hope so.
We kind of spoke this into existence.
Wow. That's,
Wow.
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 This
Guys,
is
we
Guys.
promised.
actually insane.
We promised
we did
the
not
script.
decide to do
The
this.
script did not say this.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I literally today was like, guys, can we just have Laura DM? Like, it makes sense. That way she gets to still be in it. Like, I just really want Laura to still DM. And we were
Yeah.
like, nope, we
Wow.
gotta go with the integrity of the show. We just roll and see what happens. And it happened.
That's
Wow.
actually wild.
Except nobody did check Alyssa's dice to see if it was.
I saw it. It was on the table.
It could have been a nat 20 and she just lied.
She did get a nat 20 the last 2 times she rolled.
I did.
But those were nat 20 out of the
Wait, the
park
last 2 times she-
episodes,
oh, really?
honestly. Yeah. Because those are my 2 favorite episodes. of
No,
the
it
show.
wouldn't have been the last 2 times she rolled because she's rolled a lot for a while.
I mean,
the
the
2
last
times
2
I DM'd
times she DM'd.
were
yeah,
nat 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, are you ready? Because I'm not. Let's go. These are the Whirlwind Chronicles. Welcome in. There's sort of a blurring together of time and days and mornings and nights and interactions after the event that transpired. One night, Juniper, one of the nights when you're sleeping at home,
Mm-hmm.
do you fall asleep all the way?
I think occasionally, but I think she probably only stays asleep for an hour, 30 minutes
I think
at a time.
it's a pitch black night. The sky is completely cloudy, so there are no stars to be seen. And the sound of insects and animals is few and far between. It's the mid of winter, and most living things out in nature are dead right now. And you hear a little tap on the window of your bedroom.
She'll sit up.
And you see, glowing faintly, not green and pale like the moth before, but a dark, deep orange. You see a moth sitting on the window. It taps again.
She'll get out of bed and just like cautiously approach the window. She'll try to open the window.
The moment that you reach out and unlatch it, the creak from the handle and the window swinging open, it flutters and it flies towards the woods.
She wasn't sleeping well anyway, so She'll open up the window fully and actually just climb out the window and follow it.
You climb out the window and follow it, and it only takes you a quarter of a mile to realize that it is going in the direction of the observatory.
She'll go with it.
So none of the lights are on in the observatory. You see the faint glow of the Luna moth. Not the green, but the orange. Its wings open, close, open, close. Right on the little stone outline that's on the door.
She'll just slowly reach out her hand and see if the moth will land on it.
Roll a persuasion check.
15.
The moth flutters and flies around your head. The wind is completely frigid and cold, and you can feel like the sharp pain almost of the winter wind on your nose and your cheeks and your ears. And then it ever so slightly lands on your fingers.
Hello there.
Its wings open, close, open, close.
Do you want to go inside? Prospero. She'll go inside.
You open the door and go in. At this moment, when you walk in, it flutters off your finger, around you again, and up into the high depths of the observatory, getting lost. You don't see where it went, but it's somewhere in here.
Well, now what do I do? And what time is it, would you say?
I would say it's about 3:45 in the morning.
Okay. She'll go into the kitchen and just kind of busy herself a little bit. Maybe water a few of her plants and just light a couple of candles. And honestly, just kind of move slow and not really sure what she's doing, but she doesn't really want to go back to sleep. But she'll kind of fidget around for a little while, I think.
Cal, is this one of the nights that you snuck into the observatory?
Most likely, yeah.
I'd like you to go ahead and describe to me what you do when June enters with the moth.
Cal is on he kind of climbed the ladder on the side that leads to the small second story that's close to the ceiling that outlooks out to the stars, and is probably using his backpack as like a pillow and is kind of just laying there holding the mask, staring up at it, maybe looking at the stars almost through it as it stares back at him. But as June enters, he probably just honestly stays quiet. It's probably hard to see him up there other than maybe from like the moonlight. But he kind of would just like maybe pull the mask closer to his chest so that it's harder to see and just kind of wait and see what she does.
Can you roll me a stealth check?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. Throw back to the prologue. Now let me remember I have a stat sheet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Any earlier listeners remember that bit?
Oh my gosh, you're quoting yourself.
I know.
That's awesome. So, oh my word.
25.
Wow.
25. The DC was already really low because June is exhausted, but not like stat-wise, but just tired.
Yes.
So yeah, you are completely unseen. You see her light the candles. You see the little moth flying around and then kind of disappearing up in the rafters of the observatory. Unsure of where it went, but sort of how bugs kind of find their way into hidden places in large rooms. What do you do?
I'm just going to kind of lay there and just see what she does. Just kind of watch her for a little bit.
June, do you stay there all night? Do you set about any sort of task or activity?
Mm-hmm.
What is your plan for the rest of this foreseeable time?
I think she's just going to stay there. She was planning to come in the morning anyway, and is a little curious about why this little moth led her here. So she's just like, I'm just going to stay. I think she will probably look through some of Eddie's journals and notes for a little while, and she'll probably be mumbling to herself a lot. Just different things about what she reads in the journals. Just kind of repeating out loud what she's seeing, what she's reading, and then just things about, no, there's nothing we could have done. There's no way we could have saved her. I wonder if we shouldn't have gone in there though. And
Can't sleep.
Cal,
Yeah, what's up?
what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. It's like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I can't sleep. I followed a moth here though. Did you see it?
Yeah, that little guy, he's right over there.
Yeah. He was tapping on my window, and then he led me here. Kind of like the first time, huh?
I feel like we should stop following moths. They seem to lead to bad stuff.
Yeah.
At this time, Ace, are you asleep in your bunker?
Yeah, Ace will probably be having another sleepless night, and we'll just kind of sit on his floor and try to go through these steps he's reading in this book, in these meditation books, to just quiet all of the thoughts in his mind of what he did wrong, and the kind of person he's become, reflecting on just his tendency now to feel like he and his friends are invincible on all these journeys, and he always rushes into fights and thinks everything's going to turn out fine. And this time it didn't. He blames himself mostly, and wants to just focus on quelling that part of his mind that wants to jump into action all the time and force one solution to a problem.
You sit there, your eyes heavy and almost hurting from the lack of sleep. But for some reason, every time you actually try to sleep, you just can't. And so you're in this horrible sort of in-between liminal space between waking and sleeping, and you're trying to meditate and you're trying to come to terms with what happened. And you sit there with the book in front of you, and you hear a page turn that you didn't turn. And you look down and you see the book, and you see a soft blue light glowing. A light very similar to the observatory. And as you see it, another page turns. And then it turns. And on that page, the paper is detached. And it magically folds into a moth. Like an origami kind of moth. And it kind of flaps its little paper wings and goes right out the bunker.
I go, hey, I was going to read that page next, and I follow it.
Of course you do. Of course you do. There's nothing of it other than, dang it, I was going to read that. That's so funny.
Do you follow it?
Yeah.
June and Cal, as you sit there kind of realizing that you both are spending your sleepless nights here, there's a creak and a burst and wind blowing as Ace kind of bursts into the room following what looks like a paper airplane. No, it's not a paper airplane. Is it a bug? A moth? Something.
Is that a paper airplane?
Yeah, it's the next page I was going to read. Quick, grab it.
It flaps around and it flaps around and it keeps going around the room.
You followed a moth here too.
Well, it wasn't a moth at first. It was part of the book I was reading. But
And then
Ace,
suddenly
can you stop playing around, please?
it unfolds and just floats down like the paper it was to the ground.
he snatches it up and examines it up and down.
It's a page about deep breathing. Nothing super special, just the next part of activating your core and your diaphragm as you do deep breathing exercise.
Yeah. He's like frantically looking. Exactly. He's like frantically flipping it over, and he's like, I mean, I can't believe what I saw, but whew. Okay. Whew. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
What brings you to the observatory at this hour?
What brings you here? Oh,
well,
I guess that paper.
The runaway page.
A moth tapped on my window and I followed it. So that's weird.
Oh. Cal, did you follow a moth here as well?
No, I've been here for a while.
Cal, we haven't seen you in a while. Have you been avoiding it?
Have I been avoiding what?
I don't know, coming here.
No, I'm here a lot. No, I don't know, I'm just,
Yeah.
a lot going on, I guess.
Yeah.
Has anyone been into town a lot or recently?
I've gone home a couple of times. But it's weird to be there.
Have you seen her parents?
What do you think, Laura?
I think... Let me ask a question. What day is it since the adventure?
That's a good question.
This is all for you three to decide together.
9.
Say it again?
What day is it since
What
the
day
adventure?
since-
Well, there are 7 days in a week.
No, I mean since.
I feel like it's been 9 days.
So,
Like we missed one.
Mhm.
I think
Oh.
I kind of agree.
okay.
Like
Sure.
we're a couple
Yeah.
days overdue,
Yep.
but we
Yeah.
didn't want to go.
Yep.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
At this point, there has been inquiries made by the police department headed up by Tara Pirrup, which is Deputy Tara Pirrup, who is Edna's mother.
Yeah.
Both her parents are looking and worried. And it is a known thing in the town that she is missing.
Have I interacted with them yet?
Only
I would
if you've-
probably do everything I could to avoid it so
Oh,
far.
yes. Cal would do
Yeah,
everything he
if you-
could.
if you did something to avoid it, I think besides a sort of preliminary, have you seen her? When was the last time you saw her? You have not interacted with her. It would have been in a very official way and sort of just... Any interaction you've had with them has probably been in a hurried group setting where you have just basically said, this is the last place I saw her.
I haven't really seen them, but I think they've started really looking for her. I think that, especially given the fact that Mrs. Pirrup is a police officer, I think they might be looking a lot. What are we supposed to do?
We have to tell them at some point, right?
No, we don't.
I don't think we should,
Why not?
because we can't tell them about this place.
What are we going to do, Ace? We're going to tell him that we were with her when she died and that somehow she died and we can't
In a
explain how
magical
she died?
I mean,
No one's going to buy that.
I mean, maybe we just show them the place.
No.
I don't think that this place is meant to be shown. Honestly, I think if we brought people here, it might not even reveal itself.
It just feels so wrong to not
I know.
tell tell them. And then we have to what? Never go show our faces in town again?
Well, no, but maybe we can come up with something.
Eventually they're going to ask our parents, and then our parents are going to say that we've not been around either.
Well, but
Or your parents will ask you. I mean, for my parents, it's not so weird if I run off into the woods for a long time, but...
Well, my parents will be fine. They don't really care. And well, then maybe we should come up with a story.
Cover it up?
Maybe. Like she decided to go travel somewhere. That's not even untrue, really. She did.
Well,
She
and then
did.
they would ask where she traveled.
She didn't tell us. I don't know, but we can't tell the truth. The truth is absurd. The truth is ridiculous.
It just doesn't feel right.
I don't think we have to figure it out right now. I think it's
We're going to
fine.
have to think about it, figure out soon.
I know, but
So what, we just shake it off and follow them off on another adventure?
not shake it off, but I don't think that we can give up on the observatory now on all the adventures, especially given the fact that Eddie was trying to figure out what was going on. It wouldn't be honoring her memory.
I agree with that. Eddie was trying to figure this out.
We have to do it.
We have to. I wish we could just go to one of these places and then just never figure it out, you know? Just stay there. We could just go and never do whatever the book says.
That's true.
See what happens. Live a new life, you know? We just keep going till we find a nice one. Maybe a rainy one that has like good noodles. Just hang out there for the rest of our lives.
Maybe. But we can't even... We owe it to Eddie to figure out what this thing even is. Maybe after we do that, we can find one and just stay there. You know?
What would Eddie tell us if she were here?
To keep going. We have to keep going. We have to. Do you guys want to go now? Let's just go.
Cal's just like staring at the mask again. Kind of like looking into its eyes. And again, like I think the sky is kind of shining through it. And he's like holding a knife and kind of just like scraping it along the mask. Not like in like a brooding evil way, but just kind of like touching the two together.
We're going. This is ridiculous. We have to keep going. We can't just stop. We have to keep going. We have to keep going. She just goes and she's going to go find the Whirlwind book.
Do you place it on the pedestal?
I do.
As June places it on the pedestal, the wind picks up and the familiar blue light shines. You look for a last moment at the cloudy, dark night sky, the inky darkness. And like that, you are whisked away on another adventure. When you land, the sky is a dark, deep purple above. And the constellations are ones that you have never seen before. On your right, June, you spot two moons, one yellow and one green. On the left, there's an extraordinarily bright star, yellowish hues, wherever you are, it's quite far away.
That's pretty.
It's kind of nice to see a different sky, huh?
Yeah.
We have to do this, and we have to do our best. Okay?
Ace will take a deep breath, a long sigh. Okay, let's go.
Cal stares again at the black and gold mask. Also lets out a deep sigh. And for the first time, will throw it in his bag, which also holds the revolver that he got from Ace and all of his weapons, and bring his backpack.
Mm.
And he goes, yeah, we gotta keep going.
Juniper will go and... Well, I like to think they all kind of stand and look at each other for a second.
Before the door, just staring at the door.
Oh, I have to go read the book. And she'll climb back up the ladder.
Cal takes a second, just staring at the closed door.
June
And then
takes a
walks
second
over.
staring at the closed book.
Walks over and slowly opens it.
As you open the door creaks loudly, and the book opens. And the first thing you hear is low, enchanting accordion waltz type music.
Ooh.
It sounds like a circus, or a carnival, or a festival. But the instruments are melodic and rich, and they sound like they come from instruments that have not been invented yet in your worlds. As you read the book, you see a simple sentence that says, "Kill the monster." You look out into the expanse where the door opened, and you find yourself in a vast sort of desert type place. But instead of orange, sort of like coppery red sands, something like, for any viewers out there that might sort of resonate with like Arizona or like any of those types of deserty places that you might think of when you think of this. Instead, the base color is like a deep purple and gray. There are little pyres where, not pyres, there's little spires sticking out of the ground where almost like a geyser, steam comes out, but the steam is white and like dazzling. You look up at the sky and it's that same purple shade, but like deeper, and the moon and the stars shine very brightly. This is a fantastical planet, and there are things that glow and shimmer around you. There are many different people around. They walk around all different shapes and sizes, all different backgrounds and races, but they all seem to wear extremely bright, sort of interesting clothing. Lots of sort of harlequina kind of circus clothes. There are suits with tails and top hats. There's a woman with a sort of like a big frilly sort of almost piratey dress, but she wears this beautiful like headpiece made out of metal that like glints in the purple sun. There are all sorts of characters, and you see interesting races as well. You see a man with 3 arms walking around. You see a woman kind of impishly jumping from spot to spot. She seems to be made of shadow. Almost like an air genasi, but instead made of shadow. And she has a little mask on and a little clown uniform on. And You see just the faint outline of maybe 2 eyes and a smile before it disappears, and she jumps over again and appears next to another group. You see a big sort of hardy fellow, sort of lower to the ground, shorter, round, and he's a tiefling with purple skin, and he wears a big sort of top hat and tails, and he has a big cane and a large mustache with a hearty laugh, and he seems to be sort of the epicenter of many of the folks around here. They all seem to be doing some sort of trick or talent or practicing for something, and you definitely get the sense that you've walked into a strange sort of unearthly show.
Cool.
Cal, when he opens the door, just kind of looks around for a second, just kind of throws his hands to the sides, like kind of up in the air, just goes, "What the hell is this?" Just like, oh man. Just like immediately over it.
Oh my gosh, it's a circus.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, come on.
I immediately lost my interest.
It'll be fun. You know, remember that.
What do we have to do?
Kill the monster.
Okay, at least we got to kill something. That's good. I need to do that right now. All right, let's go.
Okay. Should we change our clothes?
No.
Okay.
Can we pause? Yep. I need a pee.
You're good.
Pee break for all of our listeners. Guys, we're going to take a break to pee. How about you listen to a word from our sponsors?
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into Whirlwind Chronicles.
We're so grateful.
As we take our little pee-pee break, and you probably can now go take your little pee-pee break while you listen to these ads, we would like to tell you about the sponsors of today's episode. First off, we have Gary. Gary is a guy, and he is just kind of helping us out, and it's just really great. So shout out one time, Gary.
Next up, we've got 4 Eyes for Your Eyes. That is our spectacle sponsor, and they really care for us a lot. And I'm blind, and not really, but I was gotcha there. I can't see super well, so we really love them. They're great. So if you would like to use 4 Eyes for Your Eyes, head over to their website, 4 Eyes for Your Eyes, and use code Whirlwind OMG Eddie died what for 30% off your first order.
And last but not least, our final sponsor for this episode is dualdoubledown.com/45. Dualdoubledown.com/45 is a one-of-a-kind meal subscription kit like no other. They send you a fully boxed recipe, and that recipe tells you what to buy from the grocery store so that you can make your own dinner at home by going to the grocery store, and they send you a beautifully boxed recipe to follow that includes, again, no food or ingredients. You have to go get those yourself and measure them out at home and do whatever preparation necessary, but they give you a beautifully boxed recipe. That's right. This is the only meal subscription service that actually does not send you food, just the recipe. And so you could use the code whoosh 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 whirlwind whoosh 45, and again the name of the sponsor is dualdoubledown.com/45.
And finally, we want to thank
.com.
Unflushable Toilets for keeping us clean, keeping us empty. They are getting a little full of poop, but that's part of the charm. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you so much to all of our sponsors. We're so grateful for you, and back to the show.
As the DM, I would like to decree
That was pretty funny.
that in the future,
Yeah.
any DM
Yeah.
may stop the game at any point and put someone on the spot for a fake ad.
For an ad break.
That is pretty fun.
I love
It is
We
a
have
great
one
idea.
ad break per episode. They are all fake. Listeners, do not listen to them. I mean,
Yeah,
you'd have to be an idiot to think that's real, but I
That'd
would
be
like
awesome.
to petition
But
that.
if you do Google any of these and they happen to be real,
Let us know.
please let us know and thank them for being a
And,
sponsor.
and then please ask them to sponsor the Whirlwind
Yeah.
Chronicles. Oh,
Unflushable-
Lord,
dude,
excellent decision.
Unflushable Toilets is just a company that sells like 5-gallon plastic
Yeah,
buckets.
they're just bowls. And they just slowly fill.
It's just a bowl.
Yeah, but that's part of the charm.
It's a chamber pot for a modern
And once
age.
it's full, you get a new one.
Yeah.
They send you one every month in the mail.
Do the three of you do anything to prepare before exiting the observatory?
I load my gun.
Intense.
I grab the book and I bring it.
But I probably did that before I grabbed my bag. I'm just saying it is loaded.
Ace uncharacteristically shoulders his quiver with his bow and his arrows, and has no guns on him. Just that and his
We kinda
his
switched
staff.
positions here.
Yeah.
You're going in guns blazing, and I'm not.
Ace learned, man, I should use not just weapons. And Cal learned, man, I need more weapons.
The three of you walk out into this chaotic, ethereal, carnival-like place. And the door closes behind you, and you are surrounded now by the weirdness. You see many things. You see, just to start, so you have a frame of reference, there's a giant tent in the corner. It's being put up right now. It's made of these, like, purples and pinks and silvers, and it's pretty large, and it has the classic sort of, like, arching up striped look from a classic circus tent. You see over in the other corner, there's sort of like a barracks sort of situation, like makeshift tents and things for the performers to stay and practice. There's sort of a main area to eat under like one large tent, more of like a camping tent. And you see a lot of people gathered around there talking, discussing their act. You see out far away, you see like a large sort of like trailer park camping ground, although it is separated from this crew, and you get the sense that maybe this is a traveling circus that is well known, and these are folks that may have come out to see the show. Yeah, what would you like to do?
Anyone see any monsters? I'm going to be honest. Everything looks like a monster.
I was going to say, I see a lot of things that resemble monsters, to
and
be
that's
honest.
not trying to be mean to anybody.
No, it's just like
very foreign.
they've got like scary masks on, and
Yeah.
like there's some weird things going on.
Well, so what should we do? Should we just start shooting people?
I think that would probably be the worst thing we could possibly do. Kyle.
Yeah, that sucks.
We should talk about that later.
No,
okay.
I'll be fine. I'm just trying to joke myself out of this situation.
An incredibly tall, lanky man with a goatee that kind of goes all the way down to his waist, and you see he wears like a bowler hat that's too large for his head, so you can barely see his eyes, and he's hunched over in this sort of like kind of insect-like posture. And he walks over with a large red sort of, I don't even know if it's a tie or one of those like medieval sort of like frilly ties, suit and tails, and sort of like a mischievous grin on his face. And he holds out a deck of cards and he says, "Want to pick a card?" And
Hello,
like
sir.
you
Do you know any monsters nearby?
Oh, we're all monsters here.
That doesn't help. Maybe I was right. And he whispers to June. Maybe I think
I'll take a card, sure.
Choose any card. Any card at all.
Laura lost her character. She's like, I'm bringing out the deck of
Oh
anything.
my gosh, I kind of
Everyone's
want.
going down with
I
me.
kind of want to.
I mean, I have one.
No, I'm not going to do that to you
You can
guys.
decide. You can decide.
That's too risky.
Imagine
We
lose
would.
two.
Our characters are in the perfect state of mind
Headspace.
to introduce a deck of many things.
Okay, she draws a cord.
Cord.
Just one single cord.
All right, I'd like you to roll.
Roll a natural 20 for me.
What should I do?
I told her that one time, and she did it.
It
Yeah, you
happened.
did
Not
that
on the podcast.
No, you did it on the show, didn't you?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
But it did happen
happened
once. It was
twice,
really
I
cool.
think.
Twice,
Wait,
yeah.
no, it
'Cause it happened to
happened-
Anna, too.
It was during our main
it was,
campaign.
All right,
yeah,
roll,
it wasn't. It was
roll a
one
d20 and a d4.
Was it a one shot?
Yeah, it was the one shot in Founding Stone.
A 12 and a 3.
12 and a 3. All right. The 3 means you pick a hearts card. And the 12 means you pick a queen. And as you do, a shimmer of light. And there's a moment where you all think that June is being like, something is falling from the sky and like covering her face like paint. And then you realize, oh my gosh, no, the spell is occurring and it's touching everything she owns, and everything's turning pink, and her clothing is pink, and her hair
what is happening
flowers
to
are
her?
pink, and everything she's holding is pink, and she is just a bright.
Cal is super on edge, obviously, from recent events. So, like, he immediately turns to the guy when stuff starts to happen. He's like, "What'd you do to her?"
Nothing. Quite a fun.
Definitely looks like you did something to her.
I'm pink now.
You must have pulled the
June, are you
queen
okay?
of hearts.
I'm okay.
Can you make her not
I'm
pink?
pink.
Oh, it will wear off in an hour or so, my dear.
Oh.
No harm done. Just fun little tricks to
Wait,
keep
so
the
she's just-
people entertained.
She's just entirely pink.
Well, her like none of her features, like her
just
skin
all
and
of her-
her.
okay.
Yeah, it's just everything she owns.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So she's now just like decked out like the prettiest Barbie I've ever seen.
I really don't like pink.
So she's just green and pink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, that was interesting. All right, Barney, come on, let's go.
Barney is now canon.
You see,
And Barney is pink?
he stalks off. You
Isn't
can
he?
spot him like far away in the crowd. He is so tall.
He's purple, dog.
No, he's not.
Yes.
You're lying.
You thought Barney
You
was
thought
pink?
Barney was pink?
Barney is purple.
What?
Barney is a pinkish purple.
Barney the purple dinosaur.
He's like fuchsia.
What?
yes.
I mean, it's a pinkish purple, but it's definitely
It's
I
a
remember
purple.
him being pink.
You had a bad
Except for
TV.
that one Barney that I watched where he was like a very dark, deep purple.
Well, yeah, that one's weird, but
That one's weird.
You guys know the specific part?
They were
remember
like different
seeing
Barneys,
it.
dude.
Anyways.
At this moment, there's like a small giggle to your right, Cow.
I will very quickly look over.
It's like an echoey giggle, and then it's a, and you don't see anyone.
Just
And then you hear it on your left side.
I hate this place.
This is a pretty bizarre place.
Everything is stressing me out right now.
And you hear a tap on, or you feel a tap on your shoulder.
What?
Did I hear you say you wanted to fight a monster?
Disappears.
Whoa.
Yes, I do.
She appears right in front of you. It is the girl who was made of shadows. She wears a cute little Harlequina outfit with a little like hat that goes off into two little things with little bells on the end.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really see her eyes, but her mouth is like this bright red lipstick smile that like stretches almost all the way across her shadowy face.
If you want to fight a monster, then you have to go talk to the ringmaster.
Well, where's that
We're
guy?
in need of those, you know.
You're in need of monster? All right. There she goes. Ringmaster. That's what we need to go find, I guess.
Okay, well then let's
There's
go find
monsters
the
there.
ringmaster.
I'm going to come with you. Is that all right?
Oh my god.
I
no,
love
we're fine.
meeting new people.
Actually, can you take us?
Can I
What's
come
your
with you?
name?
My name? Oh, I don't have the name. I just live in the shadows.
You don't have a name?
No, I don't.
All right.
Can
well,
I give you a name?
What if I want to
you'd
give her a
like.
name?
You want to give her a name?
Yes.
Okay, what's her name?
Barbara.
Barbara Cow? You couldn't come up with anything more
Barbara,
exciting than Barbara?
I don't know. Barbara's kind of funny.
I like it.
Okay, come on, Barbara. Where's the ringmaster?
Follow me.
She disappears.
How are we gonna follow you?
Oh,
Hello? She
Okay.
was no help. Let's go find the ringmaster.
Okay.
Do you have something to say, Ace?
No, let's just. I don't know.
Okay.
Are you
So
okay,
do you?
Ace?
No.
Okay.
None of us are. Let's go.
So you start walking in a direction, looking for. Go ahead and make perception checks.
I'm going to assume that it's near the big top, so I'm going to just walk that way, but I don't know if it
Okay.
actually is. I'm
Sounds
just
good.
going to try and lead everybody towards there.
19.
What is this?
Perception.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Yay.
Wow.
Ace.
12.
Okay. Ace, as you walk, you notice that there is... you get closer and closer to the tent, and you notice that there's a section of the campgrounds, or the festival grounds, or whatever carnival this is, that is blocked off. There is sort of like tape, almost like police tape, barring people from going into a certain section of the campgrounds. It is not allowed, no access. June and Cal, you notice this as well. But as you keep walking, you see another thing. There are sort of the bright light of the moon is kind of shining down at an angle. And as people are walking back and forth, their shadows are sort of cast on the ground. This like dusty sort of desert purple. And in one of the shadows you see is not shaped like the person walking, but instead like the shadow girl, who you named Barbara. And so she stands there like waving to you and then disappears and the shadow returns to normal, and then it shows up later and she waves and it disappears and the shadow returns to normal. So you get glimpses of her sort of like either leading you or watching you, and there's little sort of within the shadows as you walk. Cal, with a natural 20, you see a man, the sort of rotund, short, purple tiefling with bright silk sort of suit and tails, the top hat, sort of a hearty laugh. You see him sort of instructing people over in the corner, and you get the sense, just from your perception and the way that people are looking at him and referring to him, that he might be the one in charge. He may be the ringmaster. You're unsure, but you feel like you can pick up very well on where people are looking and who people are deferring to.
That's the guy, I think.
Yeah, he kind of seems like he's like...
People are coming and going, talking to him.
Okay.
I don't like this Barbara figure.
Why not?
I don't know. She's just kind of creeping me out.
I
I'm usually the
like
one
her.
that's spying and hiding on other people, and she seems... What's so funny, Laura?
I hate doing
I
it.
had to do it once.
I have to
do it
laugh.
once.
So I realized from the very beginning when I started playing her, I have to laugh for my diaphragm in order to do it so fast. But like,
It's tough.
that means I have to like commit.
Yeah, I love it.
I had to do it once.
I love it. What's so funny?
What's so funny, Laura? She's weird. I don't know. I don't like when somebody's
I think
better.
She just seems so happy.
Dude, I wish I could do that.
I wish I could be happy.
All right, Eddie. June, please, Ace, not now. June, you didn't have to bring it all down like that.
No.
We're trying
I am
to be
happy.
positive.
I think this is good.
We're at a circus.
Look at all the colors. They're so pretty.
Look at all the people wearing happy masks. Maybe we just get one of those, and we'll pretend. I'm going to talk to this guy.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
She's just the whole time walking. It's okay. Okay. It's
Okay.
gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm going to walk over as close as I can get to the guy.
You walk up and you see next to this man is a clockwork woman. She is fully like robotic automaton kind of person, but you can see there are areas where there's like gears turning, and you can hear the ticks of whatever mechanism is making her able to move and walk. She's a bright gold, and her eyes are sort of like these glowing embers behind the slits in the metal where her eye holes would be as a more organic person. But she stands there next to him and kind of looks over at you, and a mechanical voice goes,
"Can I help you?"
Cal just kind of stares up at her, like a little confused.
Do
Hello.
you have an appointment?
Oh. Yes.
May I have your name, please?
Yes. My name.
Please.
Sorry, I'm getting there.
Say jingle.
My name
Name,
is
please.
Jinkle. Cal just stares at Ace.
there's like a clicking, and her head kind of tilts a second.
There are no records of anyone named Jinkle.
Yeah, I figured. Sorry.
I'm Sarah. Am I in there?
Sarah?
It's a pretty
Present surname, please.
Smith.
Smith. Sarah Smith?
There are no names of Sarah Smith
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Okay,
ladies.
for an appointment today. Would you like to make an appointment?
And then at that
Oh.
point, you see the
Yes.
the sort of the like rotund tiefling man kind of walk forward and goes, "Please, please, my dear. Hello. May I help you? My name is Uncle Arthur."
Uncle Arthur.
Yes.
A pleasure. My name is Juniper.
You don't seem to have an appointment to talk with me?
No.
No, so why are you talking to us?
Well, I was just wondering why you were giving such trouble to my friend here.
What's your-
Most people
yeah,
don't
what is her name?
approach her. Well, her
She's
name-
kind of fascinating looking. Very cool.
Well, this is my friend Athena. Athena, say hello to our new friend.
Hi, Athena.
Okay.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
You as well.
May we help you?
Yes, we would like to talk.
What
I
she's
would
trying
like
to
to talk
say
to
is-
you.
oh,
I'm sorry, what they're both trying to say.
May we help you?
Yes, you can.
How may we help you?
We're trying to fight monsters.
Yeah.
A monster, specific one.
You are monster hunters.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
And then she like click, click, click turns to Uncle Arthur. Well, my dear, it looks like the right folks have come to us. How did you hear about the posting?
Well,
You know, word just kind of gets
I read it in a book,
around.
actually. Like you know, like magazines. It was like an article.
Cal is just staring at June as she digs a bigger and bigger hole for herself. Being a
like-
terrible liar she is. It's just like,
It's
what?
like it's like they like put it you know, and it's like a you know, like an advertisement. That's
Cal-
the word.
Cal's been trained by his parents on how to lie
advertisement.
well. And one of the things about lying well is you dig as shallow of a hole as possible. You don't continue to say things. You just say one thing and hope that they believe it. And as you're just adding things, he's just staring at you like, when is she going to stop? It was a book, a magazine specifically, if you have those. There was an advertisement in the magazine. He's just like, stop.
At this moment, Cal, you feel another tap on your shoulder and a
You found him, I see.
Yes, Barbara, we did.
Hi, Uncle Arthur.
well, hello, my dear. How are you doing?
We named her. Do you know her name?
Well, she doesn't have a name.
Okay, we've named her Barbara. Just so you know who we're referring to. She told us we could, so.
Barbara. Do you like this name, my dear?
It's fine, I guess.
Well, all right then.
How does she do that?
She disappears.
How'd she do that?
Well, don't tell me you've never seen a shadow walker before. You must be
No.
from off planet.
Yes.
I see. Well,
Off planet?
to get
Yes.
back
Yes.
to business about the monster hunting. We're in dire need of it. We need those mess cleaned up, but tonight we have this
Of
whole area
course.
back here, and he points to the area that's closed off with no admittance allowed. There's no one back there. There are no lights. It is dark, and the only thing you can see are like the beams of moonlight between some of the rocks, casting like small lights, but there is like, it's just like an expanse of like dark purple desert, and it's kind of creepy. He kind of points back there. We need it fixed by tonight. We have to set up the rest of the tents before the audience arrives.
Wait, so.
We'll do it.
Are there monsters? I'm sorry.
I
are
mean,
there
what are
monsters out
what
there?
are we
Did you
fighting?
say you had an advertisement?
Yes. Didn't you say you
Yes.
had an
there
advertisement?
was a-
June?
guess
a
we'll
posting.
give you the whole scoop then. Athena, why don't you give them the details? And she kind of clicks for a second.
Details are as follows. Witch lights. Spotted. Dark desert. Must be cleared out before the 7th hour. Please neutralize and take caution.
What hour is it now?
How many hours until that hour?
Yeah.
He kind of like smiles and looks at you like, wow, these are really off-worlders. And then he goes, it's the 6th hour. We need it done in the hour. We
Got
were
it.
getting a little bit
Oh, that's
desperate. We were
Easy
about
enough.
Plenty of time. That's quick.
can do
well,
it.
excellent. What is your compensation? I would like to know your rate, please. We pay very well here at the carnival, at the festival.
Juniper just wide eyes at Cal and Ace.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, what did the advertisement say again? I think it's said in there. The correct pricing. You know, we'll just take whatever that was.
Well, I could give you free tickets to the show tonight.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. You guys, is that okay with you guys?
Roll insight checks.
We should ask for more.
And then he goes, "What are we gonna do with more?"
Just say 1,000. Never hurts. But do you remember that time that we went to the place where more credits was worse? I doubt that's the case in very many places. Oh, but we never know. I think it's the same risk.
Are the both of you all right? You seem to be in some pain over here.
Huh?
Oh, we're doing
Tap,
just
tap, tap.
splendid.
They're talking to each other.
Thank you, Barbara.
11.
What we were rolling? I'm sorry.
Insight checks.
Insight. I rolled dirty 20. An off-planet 20 is what they call it.
An off-planet 20.
Yeah.
You can tell that he is like recognized that you guys don't know and is trying to take advantage of you by offering you cheap tickets to the show instead of like giving you actual
we would
monster
like
tours.
we would like 1,000, please.
1,000.
Cal slaps his head.
Each.
Cal slaps his head, like slaps his face. He like almost can't take it anymore.
1,000 each, please.
Each.
Hold on 1 second.
And then once again goes,
I can't believe that you would actually go through with that.
Why would you not do that?
We need the money. We need the money. The only good thing about Eddie not being here anymore is we can do this bit without her telling us to stop.
Why would you say something like that?
I don't know. It's getting to me, you know? Too soon, too soon.
Wow.
June's crying.
As Laura, I'm laughing. As Eddie, I am appalled.
Eddie's in the sky like, hey, stop.
She's like, what are you doing?
Idiots.
God, they're ruining this.
Sky Eddie's angry. Sky Eddie's angry.
He goes,
And then I go, sorry, that's how we talk off planet.
The air here is a little heavy for
Yeah,
us.
it's a little, it's hard to breathe.
he goes, I see. So I am assuming that you would like 1,000 credits each.
I stare at June, who said 1,000, and I go, is that what we would like?
I think that might just be the carnival.
I think we'd be fine with tickets to the carnival, sir.
No.
Fine.
We would like
1,000
What's
credits
the
and
currency?
tickets to the
What is
carnival,
the
please.
Okay, to be honest with you, sir, I can't remember what the currency here is. What's the currency on planet?
You just said credits. Are you listening?
Cal is now realizing that June has broken the number one rule of lying, which is giving in and telling the truth. She has broken every rule.
And you're just letting her speak.
No, Cal is just like, God.
At this moment, his eyes widen. He takes a step back. You have been out of the Imperial zone, then. I am referring to Imperial credits.
I want to, as they're continuing.
Well, no.
And then he kind of looks around nervously and like brings you all in. And then at that moment, Barbara stands there. Oh my gosh, I called her Barbara.
Yeah, that's because that's her name.
Yeah.
Actually, Cal goes, hey, Barbara.
She pops up and is like, joins the circle for a second. All right, I can tell that this needs to be under the table if you are not normally in Imperial zones. So I will give you 3,000 credits.
And what are credits?
No.
His eyes widen a little more.
Cal,
She's joking.
I've
She's
had a
joking.
weird-
falls to his knees.
I've just had a weird few days.
Hey,
My brain.
hey, June,
I don't know.
June.
I'm gonna
Hey,
go
hey,
look at
June.
the plants over there.
June,
You guys
hey,
have a nice
June,
time.
June, look at me,
Yeah?
look at me.
Yeah.
And I want you to listen so very carefully.
Okay.
Okay, and I kind of take June over to the side.
Yeah, Cal is
I
just
need
like,
you-
oh.
I need you to go and get us some popcorn and let us know how much that popcorn costs.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay. This is what it is.
Ace comes back and goes, he goes, that might be fine, but give us 15 minutes.
He wants to go eat some popcorn to figure out what the inflation is before.
I am gonna go get some popcorn. Bye.
Cal is just so physically.
At this
just
point,
over. He goes 3. He turns to the guy, Mr. Uncle Arthur. 3,000 credits and tickets to the carnival is fine.
At this point, Athena says in her voice, robotic voice,
If you are worried about how much you are being paid, the price of popcorn is 2 credits.
Cal kind of stares up at Athena and he goes, I wonder how you could have possibly figured that we were thinking about that.
I am a computer. My job is to calculate the most probable scenario in every social situation and relay that information to my boss,
Cal's just pointing
Athena,
up.
colloquially
what are the odds
known
that I'm
as
losing my
Uncle
mind?
Arthur.
Cal just points, shaking his finger at Athena. He goes, very clever, Athena, very clever. He's just so upset with this whole situation.
Juniper comes skipping back. So,
It's
as it
$2.
turns out, I
Great.
don't have any credits.
Cal,
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Cal doesn't even turn around when she comes back. He just closes his eyes and clenches his fist as he hears her say this. And then he just opens his eyes and smiles at Uncle Arthur and goes, 3,000 is totally fine.
The average pay for most monster hunters is 2,000 to 5,000 credits.
Athena, I did not ask you, friend.
Ace, I know you were hungry, but yeah, I couldn't get any
Oh,
popcorn.
you know what? Thanks for trying. And now
Can we all agree that 3,000 is fine and move on?
yes, let's
Okay,
do it.
sure.
Let's do it, Uncle Arthur says. All right. You are a weird bunch, but I hope you can get the job done. I'm going to be talking with some other people in the meanwhile, just in case.
Okay.
And he looks at you, he's not even trying to hide the fact that he is not at all confident that you guys can do the job, but at
Cal
this point,
also
he's got
looks
an hour.
not at all confident that these two can do the job right now after this fiasco.
He turns to you all. Come back alive, and I will give you the tickets and the payment.
Thank you, sir.
Ace, did you have something to say?
Just as we're walking away,
I turn around and go, you two are so dumb. This guy is maybe the worst negotiator in the history of negotiators, as he, by himself, slowly just gave us more and more money. He said, just tickets, and we went, doi, and then he said, you know what, 1,000 credits, and we went, that's fine, and then he said, 3,000, take it or leave it, and you guys are trying to fight with him?
I
Uncle
wasn't trying to
Arthur's
fight
a nice
with him.
guy, you know.
I was just trying to make sure we're not getting
he's a
ripped off.
stand-up guy.
Who says that,
Me,
Barbara?
Laura.
Sky Eddie's talking to us again.
Oh,
Sky Eddie.
skitty.
Sketty.
Yeah, you hear a
Spaghetti.
Wait, what did you want to
Skitty in the
say?
sky.
Uncle Arthur is very kind. He wouldn't let you guys get ripped off.
Thank you, Barbara.
You know,
So
I
you're
may
gonna
not
fight
be
monsters?
Poor Josiah's been trying to talk for
Are you? Are you?
What is it,
Are
Ace? Spit it out.
I'm
Hold on, Barbara.
Okay.
Barbara,
I'm-
go ahead, Ace.
Okay. I was just trying to say
She despairs.
I'm no computer or anything like the robot lady, but I'm calculating that he's not confident we're gonna be able to pull this off.
Wow, Ace, you're very brilliant.
Okay.
I think I'm...
We
Let's
can,
go.
What do you think?
We're
it
gonna prove
is?
him wrong.
I
The
don't know.
witch light? We should have asked a little more about
Yeah.
this whole thing, I guess. Is witch light there's light over there, or there's somebody named witch
It would have been
light?
nice to ask all these questions, June, but instead,
Huh.
you guys decided to go get popcorn.
Well, you could have asked them while I was gone.
I was arguing with a clock woman.
Oh. Well, that seems pretty silly.
All right, well,
huh?
TikTok guys, let's go. Time's ticking. We gotta.
Ace, not now.
Okay, let's go. And she just ducks under the caution tape or whatever.
Yeah, same.
I step over the caution tape.
There's a moment as you three enter into this darker, more uninhabited space, and the people around you as weird as they may be, stop and take a second to acknowledge the fact that you are going in there. And they look at each other, and their eyes sort of widen and their eyebrows lift. But the three of you walk slowly into a dark purple desert underneath the 2 bright moons of this planet. As you walk in, do you have a goal? Is there any sort of task that you set about first, or would you like to just make general investigation or perception checks? How would you like to go about this? What is your strategy?
Okay, Ace. When you hunt animals, what do you do?
Well, first I put my ear to the ground, and I see if I can hear them. And then I kind of crawl around and see if I can pick up on their scent. I smell the ground, you know? And I'm kidding. I look for
Now's not the time
signs
for
of
jokes.
Kind of weird.
I look for signs of footprints. I look for markings on surrounding trees or other plants, signs of damage maybe if it is a larger animal that I think could have come through the area. I look for remnant. If it's a predator that I'm looking for, I'll look for any remnants of their kills. I let what's there in nature kind of tell me the story of where the creature is going if I'm hunting a specific one.
Okay, well, it's the middle of the night, and we're in a desert, so I don't think you can look at any trees or any plants, and I don't really see any footprints, but...
Well, I can certainly try. I have this thing called dark vision. Comes in
It's kind of pretty out here.
Yeah. I'm going to look around for such things as stated previously.
Go ahead and roll a perception check or investigation, depending on how you're doing it. If you're being more active in how you do it, then instead of just looking, then you can do a perception or investigation check.
Could I look around as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yes. It's a scanning thing at first.
Okay.
Scanning the area, and then as I see things, I'll look at them more closely.
Do a perception check then.
14.
Well, that's better than me. I rolled
You rolled. That's good.
11.
Okay. You don't really see anything. You don't see any tracks of animals. There's a small area when you were first walking out where you could see footprints of people. But as you go farther and farther, that stops. And you realize you're kind of in an unexplored area, purposely unexplored. And you don't even see tracks of animals or beasts. And from what they said, you can infer that maybe this monster does not leave a track or a trail. It was referred to as the Witchlight. June, you don't really see much else. At one moment, though, with a 14, right?
Yes.
At one moment, though, you do feel like the shadows shift a tiny bit, but you can't tell if that's just...
Barbara?
You hear that from your left.
You are here!
Well, of course I'm here, silly.
Well,
And wherever
thanks.
the shadow is.
Well, thanks for joining us.
You don't really see her. You just hear the voice coming from the shadow.
Do you happen to know what the Witchlight is?
Oh, we don't talk about the witchlight.
Well, but we might have to right
Yeah,
now
we
because
need
we're
to.
about to defeat it.
Yeah, technically,
We're
you
looking
just
for
did.
it.
So we have to.
Yeah, you already broke the rules, so you might as well keep
Can
talking.
we just talk a tiny bit about it?
Yeah.
She appears right before you.
I won't tell anyone.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No.
I have dark vision, so...
Are you afraid of the dark?
No, silly, I'm made of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what are you afraid of then?
The people that I love dying.
I never really liked the ice cream man. He always gave me a weird vibe.
What are you afraid of, Barbara?
Well, it doesn't matter what I'm afraid of. I'm not going to find the witchlight.
She disappears.
Okay, but could you at least tell us a little bit about it? Is what
Do
we
you
were
think the
asking.
Witchlight becomes what we're afraid of?
Oh, like that when they were going through that cave in the Dawn Treader or whatever.
Oh yeah. I just watched that
you
movie.
were trying to come up with like
I
an
just watched
alternative
that
name
movie.
for it, and then you just like don't.
No, I just fully forgot.
I thought
what
you
the
were
name of
gonna
the
bring
movie
up
was. Our actual campaign because there was there was a ride in the Witchlight Carnival where it tells you it becomes your biggest fear and it goes
There
through a
is?
cave. Mm-hmm. It
We didn't,
you
I don't
ask
think we
it.
did it.
No one did it.
We
No,
talked
we never
about
did it.
Yeah, I don't think we did it.
We talked about
Yeah.
it afterwards.
It
because-
knows your biggest fear and you go through it and you
Yeah.
see it happen and then I think later in the game when you go to the Feywild learns about it and then it can like attack you or something. I forget. Anyway.
Whoa.
I would like to take a moment as the DM and ask the three of you to separately text me 2 things that your character is most afraid of. You know that moment when someone tells you, don't think of blank,
Uh-huh.
and you just can't help but think of it?
Uh-huh.
There's a split second where the three of you kind of have a realization about what this monster may be, may not be. You don't know. But you can't help but feel those things that you don't want to think about cross your mind. And then you push them down again because you don't want to think about that because you don't know. You continue forward into the dark desert. And for a while, there's nothing there.
Do you guys think we missed it? Like maybe we passed it or something?
I don't know. Hello? Monster.
Your
What's
voice,
it called? Witchlight? Witchlight.
Your voice echoes out into the distance. You hear the wind blow and the sand kind of blows with it a little bit. There's nothing.
It's kind of pretty out here. In like a creepy way.
It is pretty creepy. Yeah, you're right.
Barbara, are you still here?
I'm always here, Simone.
Okay.
And it comes from like the other side.
Yeah, I know that was really funny. Where is this thing? Can you just tell me where it is?
You're getting closer, silly.
Wait, can you see it?
You won't need my help for much longer.
Barbara, can you see it?
I can't see the witchlight very well. I'm made of shadow after all.
Barbara, not everything is funny.
Maybe you're wrong, Cal.
I don't think Cal's
Maybe
wrong.
everything is funny.
I don't know about that.
Do you think everything's funny, Gene?
No. I was just...
Okay, so that answers that.
You hear a small sound, like almost like a ghostly, angelic, like whisper. And over in the corner, the light like reflects on your faces.
Oh boy, it's a light.
As a silvery sort of, the only way I can think to describe it is like a will-o'-the-wisp kind of thing, lights up in the corner and dances over the dark sand.
I'm guessing we should go that way.
It's better than nothing.
Okay.
As you get closer and closer, you can hear like whispers coming from it.
Cal pulls out his gun from his backpack
Okay.
and kind of just puts his hands in his jean jacket pockets and just like holding the gun in one of them, but just kind of walks up like, all right, like, let's just do this thing.
And it shines there. I would like you all to roll wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom saving throws.
Now,
Why did you guys react like that?
now, I would like to give a little caveat. This creature or monster or whatever is like completely homebrewed, so I'm still like working at the kinks, but I'm like combining 2 stat sheets, taking away a few things, adding a few
How
things.
dare you?
8.
How dare you think on your feet? I rolled a 17.
I rolled an 18.
So, Cal, you rolled pretty low. So as you three of you walk up, I think Ace and June, you guys have like this wherewithal about you where you recognize it's a foe, and you recognize that you must be careful as you walk up, and you're going up to like defeat it and fight it, and you have that goal in your head, and you don't necessarily lose that at first. Cal, as you walk up, you kind of start to lose that a little bit. And in a weird way, you almost start to feel better because it doesn't just make you forget that, it makes you forget a lot of things. You sort of just get this like kind of like soft, comfortable moment of like, where was I? What was I so sad about? I don't want to hurt. What was I supposed to do? If this represents fear and everything that is unnatural, what would the opposite of that be for Cal, and how would that make him feel?
I don't know. Fear and everything unnatural, you said.
Yes.
Like, what makes him feel safe?
Right. I think, honestly, he feels like... It's almost like he forgets that anyone else is around. And he's kind of like... Okay, I'm just doing this alone again. But that's okay, because... when I'm alone, I can't let anybody down. So, like, whatever happens now is fine. That's good. And, like, you know, he's not necessarily thinking I'm going to fight this thing anymore either, I guess. But he's just like, all right, I'm alone now. Whatever, wherever they went, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But now I can't hurt anybody.
So you look at this light, and June and Ace, go ahead and roll perception. Insight checks.
21.
I rolled an 8.
June, you notice that the light is reflecting, kind of flickering in Cal's eyes a little brighter than they are in Ace's. Cal, as you are looking at this light, you feel like this comfortable sense of solitude. You've had so many people putting pressure on you in so many aspects of your life, and suddenly this light makes everything go away, and you just feel like this like peaceful sense of solitude in terms of just like, I'm okay right here where I am. And you forget nearly everything that you came out here to do. You forget nearly everything that's occurred almost in the last week.
Hey, Cal.
Can I hear her?
I think you can, but in sort of like a distant sense. You're aware of what's going on around you, but you feel detached. It's like when you disassociate. It's like you just feel detached from everything now.
Cal, are you okay?
Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. I am A-okay.
Okay.
The light starts to float closer to Cal.
I think Cal might be under a little spell here.
Little spelly spell.
Just a little. I think. You see how it's like reflecting in his eyes more?
What?
Cal?
Well,
Cal, what's
yes,
going
June.
on? What's wrong?
Cal, are you under a little spelly spell right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's getting
don't know what I'm
closer
talking
and
about either.
closer.
The light is?
Yes.
I'm gonna reach out and try to touch it.
You try to touch it?
Yeah.
Roll
push it away.
a wisdom save.
Whoa. 19.
19. Immediately when it kind of essentially focuses on June, everything that you were feeling, Cal, goes away. Everything. And June, you get the sense that there's this external thing trying to take over your heart and your mind and your soul and your being, trying to manipulate it, but you kind of shake it off.
She'll wave her hand in front of her face swatting a fly. Swatting a fly away. She's like, "Ah, no.
You swat it?
like just trying to like swat it away from her.
As you do that, the mist like dissipates and the light disappears.
June.
I guess I took care of it.
What the heck?
It's gone now. We did it.
I don't think
Huzzah! Okay, let's go home now.
There's no...
There's
Barbara,
no way
are
that's
you
how
here,
that
Barbara?
works.
Silence.
Oh, she's scared of the witch light.
Oh, Barbara
Okay,
ran
come
away.
back, witch light.
When you say that, it appears. It appears to your left now this time.
There you are, you
Oh,
little sneaky
hey,
sneaky.
Witch light. So we
This is literally
need you to
Dory
come back
and
with
Marlin
us.
down playing with the thing.
Yeah.
There you are,
I will
little
call.
guy.
I will call it Squishy. I will name it Squishy. It will be my Squishy.
Okay. Reveal yourself.
Or if you're scary,
say that
maybe
to
don't
it?
do that. Maybe don't do that if you're scary.
If you say reveal yourself,
I mean, I
yeah,
think I do.
then
Unfortunately.
at that moment
She was kidding. She was kidding. She was totally kidding.
there is like a sputter of light that's different from the wispy like dissipation that you did. It's like a sputter of light and it goes out. And because it was so bright, the sudden change to darkness, like you can't see for a second because your eyes are adjusting. And in the darkness, you
what have you
hear
done?
June.
I'm sorry.
June.
I'm sorry.
What are
I'm
you?
sorry.
You need to shut your trap
you
sometimes.
hear the clink of metal. Clink, clink. Is that chainmail and armor? I can't tell. And you see a figure rising. It's a figure of a man. Is it a man? No, his form is flickering, and then all of a sudden, boom, his form gives out its own light. He's a fire genasi. He's a fire genasi you've seen before, June.
Oh no.
This is
Oh,
Sir Dread.
oh no. 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 No.
June?
I'm
June?
gonna have to go now. Okay.
No,
And
June,
she-
you
He
were
walks
the other
forward,
way. Who's
kind
this
of
guy?
growling, and pulls out his sword.
What in the world?
You gotta be kidding me.
Did she just run into the darkness?
she turns around and starts.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a stinky 22.
I rolled an 18.
8.
Ace, you're first in the initiative. You see this figure. He looks like a knight, with like this flaming sort of body. He's a genasi, fire genasi, and he's got like a stern brow and he's tall figure. And he steps forward and draws his scimitar. As he steps forward towards June. No words come from his mouth, but he kind of looks down at her imposingly. And then says, "There you are. I've been looking for you." And he like raises his scimitar to strike. Ace, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark. And then just shoot him with my longbow. 17 to hit.
That misses.
17 misses.
Yep.
Bummer. That is my turn.
Cal, you see the same thing in that split second. Ace fires. What are you doing at that moment?
I am looking at June screaming. And I just think, all right, well, I guess it's the guy. And I'm just going to take out my gun and try and shoot him in the face.
Okay, roll to hit.
She's just like cowering and screaming no.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Let's go.
There's a ringing shot through the empty desert. How much damage do you deal?
So, it's a crit. So, how are we doing crits for this episode?
So every time I've DM'd, I think I've done that you just roll the damage
I
twice.
think you're right.
Yeah. I kind of like that because it's still like dependent on each round. It's not like set.
It is 16 points of damage.
16. He stumbles back and you see his form flickers and then dissipates back into the wisp form as you do that.
Okay.
All right, that was not normal.
Okay.
June, who in the world was that?
Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy.
The
It
guy.
is the wisp's turn now, and the
Who's the
wisp is
guy?
going to dissipate and disappear.
Like completely? Because it already kind of dissipated, right?
Well, it went back into its like, I say wisp, the witch
Oh,
light.
okay.
It goes back into its light form, and
Sure.
now it like disappears.
gone.
Gotcha.
She just. Oh no. Oh.
June, what was that?
You are
just
surrounded by
crumples
darkness
into a
again.
ball,
I'm gonna walk up to June,
like freaking out,
Yeah.
hyperventilating.
kind of upset, but also trying to comfort a little bit. Like, what was that? Hey, who's that? You're okay. You're fine.
June, it is your turn.
Oh, fuck.
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 1.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
you especially after the week you've had,
Yeah.
this is something that you have been terrified of, and you have convinced yourself almost in the terror and the memories that it just wasn't real,
Yeah.
and that it isn't something that's going to come find you again. But you did escape, and you weren't killed, and you are still living, and you know, as long as that is something that is happening, that he's gonna try and come find you. And there's just a moment where you like literally think that it's actually him. On a natural 1, you think it's him.
Yeah. I think he's
Sir
here. He
Dread.
found us. He found us. Okay. Yeah, she is literally just like in this ball, like weeping.
June, because you rolled a natural 1, that is your turn. That is all you can do. Yeah. Ace, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Upon seeing that witch light disappear, I'm gonna like just try to while keeping my head on a swivel, just see if I can just grab June by the hand and just yank her up, and just saying like, June, come on, you gotta pull yourself together and tell us what that is.
Is your goal to kind of jolt her out of her delusions through your own, like, ability to convince her? Or are you trying to do it physically by, like, legitimately, like, shaking her out of it, pulling her up? Because these are going to be otherwise it'll be 2 different checks.
Yeah, just through kind of a more aggressive like call to her, kind of get her to jolt out of whatever mental state she's in.
Okay, go ahead and just roll a basic. I wish. What would be the same as like synonymous with like a communication check, like
Persuasion?
Like persuasion,
persuasion. Yeah,
perhaps?
do a persuasion check.
16.
Do another wisdom save.
Me?
Me?
Yes.
Who?
June.
Okay.
Me? Yes. And then she goes back dancing.
That's another natural 1.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
She's flipping out.
That's wild. Okay.
Sir Dread is here.
I'll say you managed to pull her up on her feet physically, but she is out of it.
He found me. He's here.
So you try to like, kind of
Yeah.
reach her, and her eyes, you can just see they're not even like seeing.
Glazed over
Yeah.
in fear. Well,
Cal, it's your turn.
Oh, excellent.
He found me. He's here.
Oh, Ace, do you want to do anything else? Like hold a action? or
yeah,
anything?
I would I'm still like looking around as I pull her up, and so I can't really focus on like getting to her all that well, but I'll turn around and just kind of get another arrow in my bow and hold and just kind of wait to see if I see that
Okay. Hold a
fiery Genasi Nightman come out again.
shot. Okay. Cal, what is your turn?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold an action as well with my revolver to just wait till I see him to shoot him again.
Okay. You stand there. June is hyperventilating. And the rest of you are just like keeping your eyes out, looking. You don't see anything. It's dark. The wind blows, the sand shifts, the shadows shift, but you don't see anything. And then the witch light appears. This time it grows bigger and bigger, sort of like morphing into a shape. And then you see the shape of Tara Pirip. She's looking around for someone, Eddie's mother. And she's searching, and her eyes land on you, Ace. And she looks at you, and there's like a moment where she's like, you see the most horrible betrayal in her eyes. And she points at you. You did this. You did this! At this point, you two can release your actions.
I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
I find myself pointing a bow at
Yep.
Edna's mother.
Yep.
And I just go.
Do you release your actions?
I'm gonna roll.
I think I would. My first
No, I
reaction
don't.
to seeing anything is I would.
I don't.
I would like. I think I would just be too startled
Yeah.
and would probably
Yeah.
like.
And you're like, I just killed her mom.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me see. Yeah, I would be like kind of startled, but just kind of like, nope, not happening. Nope, it's not happening. And I would let go of my arrow.
Before you do that, I actually would like you to make a wisdom saving
I figured.
throw. Yeah.
Way ahead of.
Dirty 20.
Great.
You never
Yeah.
saw this coming.
You shake yourself.
That worked out well.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. Does my hunter's mark still stay? From.
Yes, I'll say
Okay.
it stays. Yeah.
Nah. That misses. I rolled a 11, which is less than I rolled last time, and I missed.
It whizzes by her. Her like hair kind of flies with the wind of the arrow flying by, but she just still looks at you with this horrible like sadness, her finger pointed out. Cal,
Cal's
at
not
this
her.
moment you've like dropped your gun. She kind of like walks forward, and you hear faintly those like whispering sort of sounds that you heard when you originally saw the light, and it gets louder and louder in your ears. That's an 18 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
It gets louder and louder, and it fills your head, and there's like and you feel sort of this like life being sucked from you. You take 9 points of damage.
Ooh. TBK.
I
June.
imagine my ears are just probably ringing, and I just kind of.
At this point, I would let you take your turn. However, you rolled 2 natural ones. So I would like you to roll another wisdom save, despite the fact that it has now assumed a new form.
8.
You register the fact that you are afraid because it's not a natural one. So you don't believe it anymore. You managed to shed that. But you're still in shock and you cannot move because you are so afraid. And go ahead and describe that for me. How does that manifest itself? Does that manifest in shaking knees, flushed face? Like what does fear on June look like?
Yeah, there are tears streaming down her face. She's like down on her knees. Like she just like crumpled at the thought and sight of this guy. And as she's coming out of realizing, okay, he's not actually here, she's almost like you know that feeling when your whole body is on?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like it feels like there's electricity in your entire body and like it's just after a huge scare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's kind of feeling that, and so it's like she's almost just like what is the word? I mean, she's like physically stunned. Like she even is willing herself to move, and she's frozen still. Like none of her body can move yet because it's like trying to process the fact that this absolute horror that she felt isn't actually something. So she's just completely frozen.
Ace, we're back to your turn. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's a 5.
5. Yeah, you can't move. You're just overcome with the fear of seeing this thing manifest itself into Eddie's mom. What does fear look like on Ace?
Still, especially because he's just reeling from the attack he just sustained. He's probably dropped his bow and is like holding his like ears / temples and just like trying to like maybe just shake this image out of his head himself of what he's seeing, because like part of him knows that he's like, it's just the witchlight playing tricks, but another part of him is just, this is worst case scenario for him in his mind right now. So yeah, he's just holding his head and probably like on his knees, just like you can see him physically trying to like shake this off.
Okay. Cal, it is your turn. What do you do?
If I see them both freaking out over this thing, I'm just gonna like yell at it, just like, "Hey!" See if it looks at me, and then shoot it again. Actually, no, I'm gonna run up to it and try and stab it with a knife, and because it's within 5 feet of a
Yeah, it's
ally,
still right up on me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run up to it, try and stab it.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
That is a 23. I'm rolling well.
Stabby,
Nice.
stabby.
Where do you stab it? Right now it's in the image of Edna's mom. What do you like? Where do you stab it? Can you describe what that looks like?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and stab it like at the base of the back of her neck. 5 points of damage, and then do I add sneak attack?
Yes.
Oops. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
That's 27 total already for me.
Yeah. You stab it in the back of the neck, and at that moment, like, the image flickers, and then it returns back to the light as it, like, screams out in Edna's mom's voice, and then goes back to the whispering screams of whatever this witch light is. It looks really dim now. Like, very, very dim.
Cal's, like, catching on. He's like, alright, I see what this is.
Do you do anything else?
No. He's just focused on it.
It's slightly flickering now. Just a dim light. But it's still there, and it still whispers. I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ugh. 6.
You look into the light again, and for a split second, you almost want that, like, I forgot about everyone, I forgot about my life, I forgot, like, that wonderful feeling that you had earlier, and so you let yourself, like, almost affect you, and then it turns into something horrible that you didn't imagine. And it shifts and it morphs into this older human man. And he's wearing sort of like sweats, almost like a tracksuit kind of look, and he's sort of not grungy looking, but he's tough. He's got the appearance almost like a boxer almost, or like a fighter, like someone who knows how to handle himself. And he looks at you, and he cocks his head, and he kind of smirks a little bit. And he goes, "Hey, Calgo boy." And then he sees your friends. And then he looks back at you, and he goes, "You haven't told him yet? Come on, buddy. Come on, you want to go for another round." What does fear look like on Cal?
This is an interesting moment for Cal. Because, obviously he's buying into it. But it's almost like this person specifically that you're referring to is like probably the only person in his life that he doesn't think judges him or is like on his team fully. And so like for this person to say something like that is like to him honestly like, you two, like you're the last person that I thought I had that wouldn't potentially be disappointed in whatever I do. So there's like that of like a sudden like I should have known Like, everyone. It's everyone. And that's a pressure he puts on himself. And it's not actually probably true necessarily. But he's just like, it's everyone. I thought this person was different. They're not. And so it's like a sadness almost. And like a fear of like... Yeah, it's almost like a sadness / fear of like feeling betrayed.
You see like his smile, kind of dark smile spread across his face, and he kind of just says, "They're gonna find out sooner or later. They're gonna know who you really are." June, because you did not roll a natural 1 last time, you do not have to make another wisdom saving throw. So it is now officially shifted forms focus, and you have this moment where you feel like yourself again for a second, and you get your bearings. What do you do?
She's gonna position herself in such a way that Cal's not in front, between her and the thing, and she is just gonna scream at it and cast Thunderwave.
Is that a save? What is that? To hit or to save?
Yes, it's a save.
What kind of save?
Constitution. Sorry.
Low. 6.
Okay, that fails. Okay, that's 14 points of damage.
As you let out this massive scream, it like reverberates the ground almost, because this is like a thunder wave, right?
Oh yeah.
And
out to 300 feet is the sound.
Okay. You see the sand shake and rumble, and the form flickers. Cal, you just notice he smiles before it flickers out. It's not even like he's scared. And it flickers for a second, and then it turns into like Cal for a second, looking at you, June, and it's like he's like seeing you and then turning away and walking away from you, and then Cal, it's your parents suddenly, and they're looking at you and they're shaking their head, and then Ace, it's like this giant spider that appears, and it like looks at you and it like crawls forward for a second, and then it's Sir Dredd again, and then it's the parents, and then it's suddenly it's June looking at you, Ace, and she's crying and she's mad at you, and it's just sort of suddenly shifting to all these different forms, but it can't figure out what form to take, and it's not strong enough to keep all of them up, so it keeps switching and switching and switching until it can't do it, and then it kind of slowly fades and dies, and then there's like this like and like the whispering voices kind of just melt away into the sand. And the three of you are left there in the deep desert.
Okay.
Did we get it? Do you guys think we got it?
Okay.
I don't know what that was. It was too many things.
She's just looking
Is
around.
it still here? Hello?
I would like you all to make perception checks.
19.
10.
21.
June, Cal, and Ace. You all three look around at the desert. At one point, you find yourselves back to back as you're looking out into the expanse of the purple sand. And June, you're looking in a direction that's far away from the carnival. Cal and Ace, your direction is a little bit more towards the carnival, so you spot something before June. But then she comes to see it too. Dull, sort of like yellowish orange light, kind of slowly floating towards you. It kind of, you realize it's fluttering as it comes closer and closer.
What's that?
And
Is it the witchlight again?
I don't know. What's
I pull
that?
out my
different?
gun and just aim it at whatever the thing is.
you all prepare for battle. You get ready
Yeah.
for the light that's coming back towards you.
Yeah.
But as it comes closer, you notice it's a different color, it's a different feeling, and then you recognize it. It's June. It's the orangey yellow moth.
Wait.
And it's coming from the direction of the observatory.
It's the moth. Is it like close to us now?
Oh.
Yes.
She'll like put out her finger for it to land on.
Okay.
You don't even have
We're
to roll a
done?
perception check.
Persuasion.
You don't even have to roll a persuasion check. I just edited myself to sound smarter than I am.
Pretty much.
We're keeping this all in.
I
Keep it
know.
all in.
I think I'm
Laura,
thinking something
future
enough.
Laura, keep it all in. Find it funny.
And as it lands on your finger, it like flutters open and close and open and close. And then there's like this like wind and a whoosh, very similar to the whirlwind. And a figure stands before you. Not a corporeal figure, but someone made of light, like a ghost. And you shield your eyes because it's been so dark, and then suddenly you realize it's Eddie.
Eddie? And she'll dive at her.
You just go straight through her. It's just a form of light and wind and whatever else that the whirlwind is made of.
Eddie?
June, you fall into the sand because you go right through her form, and you fall face down into this like purple sand, and you kind of hear someone kneeling next to you, but it's not like imprinting in the sand. It's more of like a whoosh. You feel a little bit of the wind from the whirlwind as like the figure Eddie kneels next to you. You can't touch me, June. Sorry.
You're here. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm just glad to see you're okay. I didn't know.
Are you okay? I'm confused.
I'm not okay. And she kind of like looks down at herself confusingly, like looks back up. But I'm here. I guess traveling with the whirlwind does that to a person. You sort of become a part of it.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be able to stay much longer.
But you just got here. Guys, it's Eddie.
Yeah, you look behind you, and Ace has like probably just fallen to his knees in the sand and is just looking in disbelief.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just a funny image.
Fell to my knees in the sand that day.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But he'll probably get up and walk over slowly, and there's a tear or two running down his face. I'm sorry, Eddie. It should have been me.
Well, I don't think should've is a good word for this kind of stuff, to be honest. I don't think it should have been any of us, but sometimes the whirlwind sends us to places like that. I don't blame you, you know. You saw a bad thing and you were trying to stop it, right?
Right. We didn't have to. And you didn't want to. And I just kind of drag you all in.
I did want to follow you. We're a team, remember? She looks around at all of you.
Where's Cal?
Cal did not move. I mean, he's like just like staring at her with tears.
Is he
running
like a
down
little
his
bit
face.
far away?
Yeah, like he was holding his gun out, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then he saw like the form, but he hasn't moved.
June's gonna walk over to him and just like grab his hand. Cal, come on. You have to talk to her.
I don't know if I can.
You can, come on. You'll regret it if you don't. This might be the last time we get to talk to her. Don't leave anything unsaid, okay?
He kind of
She'll
looks
start-
at you, just nods.
She'll lead you over there if you'll follow.
Mm-hmm. He kind of just gets up, kind of close to her, just staring at in the face, tears kind of running down. Eddie, I'm not a very good person. And I hurt you. And I'm sorry. And he drops the gun in the sand. He kind of turns to everybody. My family's not that honest. It's kind of our thing. And I was told not to tell anybody. And I don't like lying to you. And because I lied to you, and he turns back and looks at Eddie. You're gone now. And I don't know what to do anymore. And I'm sorry.
Her form, like, reaches out. And it's just a wind. It's not, like, a physical body, like I said, but she reaches out to, like, touch your face for a second, like your cheek. And then her hand drops. And she just sort of smiles. That's okay. It's all right, you know.
It's not alright. Because it hurt you. And it hurt you. And he turns to Ace and June as he says that. And so no more lies. Okay? I promise.
Personally, I think that's a great idea.
Sounds great to me, Kyle.
I don't normally side with Cal on these things, but I think that's a great idea.
The first time he like smiles a little bit.
And she sort of like smiles at you guys. You recognize that this form of hers is like she's not fully there. Like there's a part of her that's already passing over. There's just like the echo that's remained to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And so there's like a smile. But as each of you like shared things with her and talked to her, you saw a little bit more of herself, like her old self, like blink and like notice you guys and see you and smile. And she just...
June will walk over to Cal and just give him a big hug. And reach her hand out to Ace. Just to like come and be arm in arm, basically.
I have to go soon. But, can you promise me something?
Anything.
Just don't let yourselves be too sad about what happened. I mean, be sad a little bit, because I'm awesome. But keep exploring. I wrote down my questions, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't have gone so easily if I had known that there was no one here to find the answers, so you better do it, okay?
Okay. We will, I promise. We promise. She looks at each of them.
Kyle just nods, still tears running down his face.
We love you so much, Eddie. We're gonna miss you so much.
So many of my favorite parts of my life happened with you guys on these trips.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna do this for you. We're gonna figure it out. And we're gonna tell you all about it. Okay?
I'll be listening.
Okay.
I'm part of the Whirlwind now, remember?
Yeah.
Do it for yourselves too.
Okay.
And then she kind of like hears something and like looks back at the Whirlwind in the distance, like where you remember the door came out of, and then like turns back to you. I have to go. I love you all. With all my heart.
Yeah. We love you too.
Good job, Cal.
She smiles a little bit at that.
He kind of like blushes and looks at the ground a little bit.
You can go, it's okay.
And she just kind of gives a little nod. And there's like that wind from the Whirlwind. And then it's back into the moth. And it flies back towards the observatory.
She just hugs both of them in a big old group hug.
The three of you head back. Mission accomplished to kill the monster, the Witchlight, out in the sandy deserts of this planet. You receive your 3,000 credits and tickets to the carnival. Do you stay for the performance? Do you stay and see everything, or do you go home?
You know,
We're not going to be able to use these tickets anywhere else. And I think Eddie would agree.
and I think we deserve something fun, you know?
Cal just like lets out a deep sigh.
I'll buy you popcorn.
You're gonna like it.
June will buy us popcorn.
I'll buy us popcorn.
The popcorn's not the problem. Fine. We can go to the show.
We're gonna go and you're gonna like it, Cal.
Probably not.
Cal, you don't have to like it.
Well, I'm probably not gonna.
We're going anyway.
No, I know we're going because June wants to. I know you know that.
You know that I can understand you when you do this,
You
right?
can understand?
Yeah, we know.
So they'll go to the fair.
The three of you go to the festival. It's very strange and odd. The man with 6 arms does look strange.
Man with 6 arms?
6
we saw one with
arms?
3 earlier.
Wait, he's got 6 arms
6
and
arms.
2 legs?
He's got 3 on each side.
And 2 legs?
And 2 legs.
That's a spider!
We go, it's not the spider.
I have to say,
That's a
my
guy.
favorite thing is I was like, text me, and then Josiah is like some deep one, and then it's like really big spiders. And I was like, that's amazing. I was like, that's amazing.
That checks out.
That's awesome.
The duality of my D&D characters is they either love or hate spiders, and there's
Yeah,
truly no in
that's
between.
true.
You all enjoy a strangely odd performance, but it's out of this world, literally. But I'm here all night, folks. And
Good night, everyone. We just end it there. That'd be so funny.
And you all like let yourself enjoy it a little bit, which is a good feeling.
Cal would tell you guys probably on the way back to the observatory, like, so I have a lot to explain. And then if you guys were interested for most of the rest of the night, not all of it, but like for a lot of it, would probably tell you most of everything about his family, about his parents.
Most of everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
June would be like,
Parents. I wasn't in the witness protection program.
June will be like, duh.
I'd say what my mom does for work, what my dad does for work, but then would also tell you guys, like, please just don't tell anyone, because you know, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, no, we won't.
Pretty powerful people, and telling you is already risky enough. But that's it.
Who's that guy?
Oh, he's no one. That guy is just a friend. He's another family friend. You don't have to worry about that guy. I don't know who that was, really.
Are you lying?
It
No.
seemed like you knew who he was.
Pretty sure you just said you weren't going to keep lying. I'm just saying.
He seemed to know you.
Okay.
And he said they're going to find out. You know, it was gonna be
Yeah,
creepy.
I
And you
just
did
told
say-
you
You
everything.
did say no more lies. We asked you who it was, and you just said you didn't know, and I feel like that was a little bit of a lie.
Gal like smiles and laughs.
sure
at
I
it. He's
would
like,
agree.
all right, you're right. That was my grandpa.
Oh,
Aw.
Gramps.
Yeah.
Do you?
He seems
Are you
nice.
scared of him?
No.
He
Which
seemed-
is why that was weird.
Yeah, he seemed,
in
he
fact,
seemed nice.
And I kind of explained to them, like, in fact, honestly, he's like the only guy that I thought wouldn't get really mad with whatever I do in my life. You know, I kind of have a pressure. I put pressure of myself to be a specific type of person. But I don't know if I'm going to be that person. So my grandpa's been nice. I sometimes talk to him about what I should do. He's a boxing coach.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You gonna be a boxer?
I don't know. You saw those bruises on my chest the other day, or a couple weeks ago, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you were peeking at me
I was
changing.
not peeking. Okay,
That was
I
really
was just
weird.
looking around the room
Very
as
strange.
a person who exists in a room, and you just happen to be.
You seem
there.
to be stuttering a little bit there,
Okay.
June.
And as you two sort of
H
the
just
three-
kind of sits around twiddling his thumbs.
and as the three of you walk back into the observatory and the door closes, you head back. That is where we would end the session, but I'm going to take a moment. As you go home and kind of resume your daily routine of going to the Whirlwind and being at home, the familiarity of being at home is a comfort. It's not any easier, but you deal with it the best that you can. And you deal with it better knowing that the three of you are a little more united. June. Similar to the night that began this latest adventure, you go to sleep in your bed. And you have your first full night's sleep that you've had in a long time. And your body relaxes into it. But it's a deep sleep. And sometimes when you have a deep sleep, after a long time of sleep deprivation, you can have really, really vivid dreams. you're standing in your old colony with your tribe. And your brothers are there. And that family across the way who used to have... They had a few little girls, and one of them would go out and pick mushrooms with you. You tell each other about your favorite flowers. You look up. The trees are taller here than anywhere else you've ever been. Woodbine. Is this a dream? No, this is home. And the moon shines through and the stars shine through. And then there's a crackle and a pop and a snap and a heat behind your back, and you turn around and Sir Dread is there. And he stands there, the flames flickering behind a golden chainmail and armor. And he pulls out this gleaming sword, sharp enough to cut any organic living thing. And he looks at you. He goes, I'm searching for you, you know. I'll find every last one of you. And he rushes at you and swipes, and you come awake in your own bed. Cal. Over the next few days, you find yourself in the boxing gym. You go down. How would you describe it?
Cal goes to the astral, and he kind of just walks up to the door, shows his face. They let him in pretty quick. And he goes through it, down some stairs, underneath it, past a couple security guards and like some people, and everyone seems to like know who he is and lets him in behind stuff. And underground, or underneath the nightclub, you can kind of even hear it upstairs, is a very basic looking, like large boxing gym with multiple rings down there, and training bags and like a gym area. And this is an underground boxing training place for like your most stereotypical henchmen. This is where like all the big buff henchmen, bodyguards for the criminal underworld train. And like some people say hello to him and like say what's up. He kind of just nods and looks at people. This time around, I will say, normally he's pretty chill going here. But this time, after the recent events, he's still a little on edge. Like, maybe I can't trust Gramps like I thought, even though he's always considered his grandpa like the only person that he thinks honestly he feels like he can honestly trust to care about him, even if he no matter what he decides to do in his life and whatever choices he makes. He feels like Grandpa won't judge him and would support him no matter what. But he goes into Grandpa's office, kind of closes the door, throws his backpack on the ground, and his Grandpa's office is like full of smoke. And he's like, "Hey, Grandpa."
You see the figure of your grandpa, and immediately there's like a sense of warmth and relief because it's so clearly not the same entity that the witchlight was.
Sure.
And that gives you comfort at first.
Yeah.
And he kind of walks over and he pats you on the back and he goes, "Hey kid, all right.
And I'm gonna add, you can see on the back he has like two big shelves on the back, and you can see like a couple things. There's like the snuff box that he got from the vampire place, and a couple cigars that he brought home from a couple other different locations. And as Cal sits down, he's like, "I don't have any smokes for you this week, unfortunately. Sorry."
Oh man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Well, just get me double next time. How about that? Hey.
Works for me. Cal is still a little like, definitely, even still, he knows it's a different person. After everything that's happened, he's like trying to watch his words.
Yeah.
He's like almost already like, okay, I've probably already told this guy a little, like, I'm trying to tell the truth now.
Yeah.
You know.
He like looks at you for a second. He goes, he like notices that even if he doesn't notice that you're like being more aloof with him, he notices that there's been something weighing you down. I think your demeanor has changed enough that I could do that without a roll.
Sure.
And he kind of like cocks his head and like squints at, you okay, kid?
What? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm
All
just, it's been a couple weeks. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Where are my wraps? And he like goes in the backpack.
Oh, no.
Grabs his.
Just take your time. Take your time. He sits down. I want to hear about where you went last time. Where'd the old observatory take you? And from there, we shall cut to Ace. You mentioned that Ace kind of like resumed a little bit of his reclusive behavior after everything that happened. How long does it take for him to go back to like visiting his parents and staying there for a night and like doing more things in public and seeing his friends in the town? Yeah. How long does it take for him?
I think with the sense of closure that he got at the end of this last adventure, he carries himself a little more lighter, and he takes the book that he was reading through at the beginning of the day and stops by his bunker real quick and slides it into the bookshelf that he has now added to his like living room, that has carved into it in loving memory of Edna. And it's like full of just like it's full of books, but there's like a gap, like there's like a mostly empty shelf that's like at the top, but he slides that book in like to the top shelf as he like, you know, finishes the last page and closes it, and then he turns to walk out the door, and he knocks on the little fake windowsill, and there's a small little bed on it where Earl sleeps, and Earl kind of wakes up and like very groggily like crawls up his arm onto his shoulder. Like, all right, buddy, let's go home.
Ace, there's like a sense of closure as you walk out of your bunker. This isn't a place that you will neglect, but you will now start to do more things in other places with people that you love. And that's a good feeling. It's a scary feeling, but it's a good feeling. And it makes you feel lighter, like you said. And so you walk home and you walk back to your house, and your parents knew you were coming. So did they know you were coming? Maybe?
I have no way of contacting them.
Okay, so they're surprised that you're there. But it's a good surprise. And they make dinner, and you sit down at the dinner table, and you're enjoying this moment of being together. And you hear a doorbell ring. Oh, I'll go get it. Your mom gets up, walks over to the door, opens it. Officer Pirup, can I help you? And you hear like hushed voices for a second. She calls back, Ace, honey. Officer Pirup has a few questions for you, Deputy Pirup. And then you see, as you sit there at the table, your half-finished dinner there in front of you. You feel your hands start to sweat as you look up, and Deputy Pirup walks in. Her eyes are red-rimmed, dark bags. She hasn't slept, and you can tell immediately. And she is laser-focused on you. And she looks at you and she says, "You were the last one seen with her. Where is she?" And that's where we're going to end this episode.
And
then she turns into a giant spider.
Oh no! And that's the end
Ace
of the
is going to
season.
prison.
Oh my god.
Season 1.
Gosh.
Wow!
Have fun editing this one.
Whoa.
Wow!
Oh my god.
We did it.
Holy
Crazy.
Holy moly.
Cal's
Oh, that was so nice.
Cal's been blabbing his daggone.
Cal's been blabbing his dang on.
I don't know what he's
Daggone
been
mouth.
blabbing. He's been out there blabbing. with
Cal's
his
been getting
rants.
cigars for
He's
someone.
been blabbing and
Nah,
gabbing.
You never
Grabbing
saw him smoke anything.
I know, but whatever.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like, I will one day.
Cal's been blabbing and gabbing
I
and
knew you were
grabbing
doing something
cigars for
with
his
it.
grandpap.
Blabbing.
What are you, Eminem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cal's been blabbing and glabbing with his grandpa about what's happening.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so dumb.
Blabbing and gabbing about what's happening.
I have to say, I loved the little texting thing. That's
was
a good.
cool.
That's a good idea. We should make practice of that because for listeners who don't know, we did the texting thing for the fears, but I also Joe texted me a few things about his backstory that I got to know because I was DMing this final episode and
Yeah.
would come into play.
Right.
So I definitely didn't know any of that before we started, but
Yeah.
it was fun to incorporate and
Yeah, that's cool.
maybe this is a bunker episode. Save it for the bunker episode.
Save
and
it for the
listen,
bunker
listen to the bunker
podcast.
episode.
This is the bunkers and the prologue.
Instead of saying shut up, now we just go save it for the bunker.
Yeah, save it for the
Just
bunker.
save it for the-
Save it
All
for the
right.
bunker.
Whoa, we did
Any-
a first season.
Yeah.
Guys, this is crazy.
Oh,
we should have
this
had
was so fun.
champagne to go pop.
Yeah,
Pop.
we can pretend.
Okay, ready?
Wait, hold on. We
I
don't
have
even
it.
have to pretend.
Oh,
Oh, my
I
gosh.
I'm so.
Alyssa
I
has
have it
8
right
bottles
here.
of champagne.
8 bottles.
Okay, are you ready? Here we go, guys. I'm gonna shake it out.
You don't shake it.
Be careful. Those things have been known to kill people.
I know. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
On 3. 1, 2.
Whoa!
She got me right in the eye. I'm blind. I'm blind.
You guys, I'm so excited. I have to do a backflip.
Here she goes.
All right.
Oh,
You ready?
I'm ready. Huh. Wow.
She still hasn't come down.
She's
Wow,
in the air.
thi- wow.
She's in the air.
Wow, this is impressive.
I landed.
Wow. That was awesome.
I'm awesome.
Wow. And that's the beauty of improv and audio theater.
Oh,
They'll
yes,
never
and
know
my
if Laura
hair-
actually did that or not.
What was the other one?
Your hair turned blue. You were dyeing your hair.
Oh, yeah. I was
I
dyeing
think she
my
needs
hair.
to dye it pink this episode.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
'cause-
you're right. Okay,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
I
That whole time we were all scared and everything. She's just
like
running around in pink
glammed
clothing.
out in pink.
Yeah.
Totally.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you got this
Yeah.
far, we know you probably just listened to the first one and then skipped to the last one. But if you didn't do that,
If you did
Thank
do that, then
you.
go back because you're a dingus.
I guess I have to close this off.
we should all close this off.
Yeah, we should.
On
yeah.
3, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, everyone,
you so
so
much
much
for
for
joining
so much
us,
for
guys.
listening. Really, really
love
appreciate
you.
you.
It's
We're
the
so
best. It's
We
so
so
happy
happy
that
that
you
it's
want
done.
to listen.
Uh,
We've worked hard
Wow.
on it.
Every
Every time
comment,
we
if you
hard
think
to
that
do
What
it.
a
should
peak.
die
We
next
love
season,
it.
I think
It's
it's
so
pretty
fun,
fun.
and
You're
we
the best.
really
I hope my
keep
character
doing
doesn't
this for a
die,
really
my new
long
character.
time. And we love you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Have fun. This episode was sponsored again by Unflushable Toilets. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Whirlwind Chronicles. Got any ideas for a new genre or hook? Subscribe and leave us a comment. You can also send it to whirlwindchronicles@gmail.com. Our renegade adventures may just go there next. Tune in for new episodes every Monday.